society who are presented before court, they are charged and released on bail. Mr. Speaker, our constitution is very clear in Article 49, sub-article H, that everybody who is charged before any court of law is entitled to be released on bond or bail unless there are compelling reasons. So, Speaker, if you have a serial rapist roaming Kajiado County, that should be a compelling reason for any judicial officer not to release that person on bail. So we want to appeal to our judicial officers to also take into account public interest. Mr. Speaker, anybody who can do the kind of heinous rape crimes I witnessed in Baringo, where you are raping an 8-year-old, that's a danger to society, and that person should not be entitled to be released on bail or on bond, Mr. Speaker. So I want to appeal to our judicial officers. We know the judiciary is independent. We cannot direct them on what to do, but they should apply Article 49H in a manner that does not pose danger to our women. Mr. Speaker, we want our women to walk freely. If you look at our honorable senators here, beautifully dressed, we don't want them to be at risk of being raped by serial rapists out there, Mr. Speaker. So the judiciary, as a duty, it owes us a duty as Kenyans to ensure that people who pose danger to society should have their cases heard while they are in custody. If we don't do that, Mr. Speaker, would be failing the country. If you give me 2 minutes on this issue of health. Yeah, you know, Mr. Speaker, this is a matter, you know what is before us this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, should move us to even adjourn and solely discuss this issue of our doctors committing suicide. Mr. Speaker, how can we witness in 1 year 2 intern doctors have committed suicide? Mr. Speaker, even in my own class, law class, I never saw a case where 2 of my colleagues are committing suicide within 1 year. One is Mora from Kisii, another one is in Njuki. Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, our interns have not been paid their arrears of 206,000 for the month of August, September, October, November, December. How do they survive? How do these young professionals survive, Mr. Speaker? As we speak today, there is a tussle between the ministry and the county governments whether we should pay our interns 206,000 or 70 shillings. Surely, if you pay an intern 70,000, you take share, you take housing levy, you take away pay as you earn, you take away NITA, Mr. Speaker. How will these guys survive? They'll be left with no choice other than to continue committing suicide. Health is a devolved function. If the suicide cases we are seeing from our own children, because it's our children, cannot move us to do something, even to summon the CS Health to appear before us, then what is the role of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya? Surely, Mr. Speaker. Also, if you are an intern, you are seeing patients coming for treatment in a hospital, and you can't treat them. That in itself can trigger you to commit suicide, Mr. Speaker. Because we are told that the transition from NHIF to SHIF is 46%. So where are these 54% of Kenyans getting their health services from, Mr. Speaker? We are being told, Mr. Speaker, that a patient will come to a hospital, they want to log in their SHA cards, but you are told the system cannot accept you. Or when the system accepts you, your relatives who are supposed to be beneficiaries are not in the system. I want to appeal to us, Mr. Speaker. Let's take an opportunity of this statement to convert ourselves to a committee of the whole House, and we deal with this issue around the frustrations of our interns and the functionality of this thing we call shisha. You can inform me. I accept.
Yes, inform me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to inform the distinguished senator from Nyamira County that the Health Committee has taken cognizance of the issues, and today following our elections of chair and vice chair, we prioritize looking at county governments' budgets on healthcare, and also looking at this issue of the medical equipment schemes, and also looking at the issues of doctors. So I'd like to encourage the distinguished senator to keep an eye so that the day when we have this meeting and when we've summoned several individuals to appear then and support the matter instead of now converting the whole House into this issue, because the Health Committee is alive to this matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Omogeni.
That's a good initiative, and I hope Senator Ledama is a member of that committee. Please address this issue of only 62%. Over 62% of Kenyans are reporting difficulties in using that SHA-SHIF portal. Yeah, portal. We should not leave National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, to run away with an issue that is devolved. If there is a function that we should be seized of as senators, look for solution, discuss passionately, then it's health. Because health is one of the most important functions that the Constitution of 2020 devolved to our counties. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the reports we are getting is that most of our private hospitals are not accepting the SHA cards in many of our hospitals, Mr. Speaker. And we know it, Mr. Speaker. And me, I'm speaking for the lowly of the lowly Kenyan, the person who paid 300 shillings to access SHA card. Mr. Speaker, if the private hospitals cannot accept these poor Kenyans, where will they get treatment, Mr. Speaker? If you visit our counties, you're from Meru, you're our cousins from the mountain. I am from Nyamira. I know the state of our public hospitals, Mr. Speaker. If we restrict the SHA card to public hospitals, we are denying access to health services to our people, Mr. Speaker. We need a solution. And I'm speaking passionately because I know the suffering that the people of Nyamira are going through, Mr. Speaker. SHA should be able to assist any Kenyan who is seeking treatment in a private religious health facilities. Most of the most, how do I say, most competent health facilities are run by our religious bodies. If you go to Bomet, Tenwek Hospital, treats people from Nyamira because it's run in a very competent manner, Mr. Speaker. If we leave Kenyans at the mercy of our public hospitals, Mr. Speaker, we are leaving Kenyans to die while we are watching. We will never be forgiven by Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Senator Mohamed Chute.